CNCs, routers. These are the pinnacle of your sign carving business. But not today. Today we're going to talk about edges. I will come to you with a video about routing, CNCs, and all the wonderful stuff that goes along with that with regard to your wood sign business and carving. But today we're going to talk about edges. All the different types of edges that you can do to help accent your wood signs for your sales, your families, and your friends. Coming right at. Hello, I'm Henry Brady and I'm with Woodworking by LPI, and I create custom wood signs for my clients and my family and friends. What are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about edges. I try to get more creative ideas as we go along. So as I create these things, I'd like to know whether or not it's good value for you. Is this helping you out? Is this giving you ideas for your wood sign creation projects? And whether or not it works. Is it good info? Value. That's really what I want to provide for you. So I would appreciate if you take a moment and provide us a comment down below on your thoughts regarding the video, as well as subscribe and hit that button on the bell for notifications of more coming out, because I got a lot more coming out. I got all kind of tools and techniques and designs and things coming our way, or your way rather. So edging. You know, most of your wood signs when you first started out had these bland corner edges, and you know, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with a corner edge, but sometimes you just need something that gives it that extra pop. In a former video I talked about burning wood signs and the extra pop that gave. This video I'd like to go over, you know, the edging, whether or not you want to leave it with a 90-degree angle, or do you want to create something that's a little more customized, you know. And the three we're going to go through are going to be a rustic type of edge, a coved edge, as well as a cupped, or what they call scalloped edge. Excuse me. So let's start out. What you're going to need is you're going to need, of course, your wood, and you're going to need a router. Okay. In future videos, I'm going to go over this and how particularly I use it rather. I can't talk today, gosh. And this one here's really cool because it has the battery configuration. And I use it for all my edging because that cord just really got in the way all the time. It has the nice base to it, which has the handles that will allow you to hold on to it and grip it a little better. If I can give you a good idea what that looks like. And like I said, I'm going to get into another video about this, about how the details of this and how it works and all that good fun stuff. But this is really cool. So the bit I'm going to be using today is that bit. Let me see if I can get that in close enough that you can see it. Okay. Now, there are varying opinions out there with regard to edges and how they're done. Okay. I'm kind of a simple old country guy where I look at simplicity. So this is by no means a authority on all the router bit. As I mentioned, there are varying opinions with regard to this. You could do specialized bits for cove. You could do a specialized bit for scallop. Well, I tend to use the same bit. And the reason I tend to use the same bit is because, to be honest with you, I don't like swapping out bits if I don't have to. And I sharpen my own. So when I do the router bit video, I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty simple, and it makes them go a long way because these things are expensive. So let me show you how I do all this. I'm going to take our wood sign here that has a straight edge. And like I said, it's okay to do a straight edge on the sign if that's what you want to do, but then we're going to add a little extra pop today. All right. So I'm going to take my wood sign here, and we're going to think of safety because we always think of safety in the shop. And I'm going to take my grip. I'm going to hold it down here on the bench so the sign doesn't move on me. And then I'm going to take this. Now, as you can see, that bit is not very deep. Okay, of course you can adjust it by this here, but that bit is not very deep. So I'm going to do a coved edge. It's a 1/4 inch, and I'm going to use a 2-step router bit to do that. Okay, so let me get my protective gear on and then we'll get to it. By the way, I know it's kind of boring to sit there and watch somebody do something, and I'm going to try not to do that in my videos because, you know, just sitting here watching something go on, I don't know. Maybe that works. Maybe it doesn't work. Personally, I like seeing a little interaction with the camera and somebody talking to me, but that's my 2 cents. Okay, so this is a coved bit, okay? And the cove bit, as you can see, we have the straight edge here, okay? This is a cove bit. And a cove bit, let's see if I can get that right. That light is horrible. A cove bit is a 1/4 inch cut inset. So as you can see, it adds a lot of panache to that straight edge, okay, compared to the coved edge. I use this on a lot of signs, and it seems to work very well. And it adds that, like I said, that extra pop to it. In fact, I'll tell you what. Let me show you a couple signs that I'm talking about that we create, anniversary signs and such, that have the coved. Told you I can't talk today. Coved edge. So as you can see, between the regular edge and the coved edge, it adds a little bit of character to it, a little bit of professionalism as well. Okay, so I mentioned I was going to do 3. So the coved edge is 1. Let's see if we can go to the next one. The next one is going to be a rustic edge, okay? Now there's many ways of doing this. People use different types of tools to do this. Some people use grinders, some people use these tools for cutting and smoothing out metal, which have these steel wool and different types of patterns on the end of it to create a different effect. More rustic, or like your lake decor that have the real cutout edges on it, which you can do, and it adds that rustic edge or that rustic appearance to it that is really great to hang up on your wall, like in a log cabin or in more of a country farm type setting. Okay, or if you like, you know, you can put it anywhere in your home, depending upon that edge. But I'm not going to go quite that extreme. I don't necessarily offer that on my product line. However, if folks request it, not a big deal. I'm more than happy to accommodate. Unfortunately, we're not going to go into the drastic version of the rustic edge. I'm going to go into the one that we generically offer, and it's fairly simple to do. Okay, and there's really no set pattern to it. More so, it's just kind of random. Okay, and the tool that I'm going to use for that is the grinder. This is a really cool tool, by the way. I use basically a generic type of wheel for cleaning up welding and spots on metal, but it works really well on the wood as well. Okay, so let me throw on one of these. And by the way, these are really cool. My wife picked them up for me, and not only do they take care of all the loud sounds in your shop, but if you can see that button, it's a 3M product. It's Bluetooth, so I can listen to music while I'm doing this and shield out all the wonderful loud noises that go on in the shop. So if you like these, you know, you can go to my recommended products page on my website, and that's woodworkingbylpi.com, and click on the recommended products listing, or I'll put it also down in the description. Okay, so but these are really cool. Okay, now I mean, you know, I'll throw a video in on safety as well, because we all know we should be safe. Okay, so I'm going to take the grip off here, and I'm going to show you using this grinder and that edge. I basically just did a random pattern. And that random pattern, as you can see, it's just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. There's really no set way of doing that. I mean, you can do it gradually, or you can do it a little more drastic. I like the smaller, subtle version of it, And the reason I like this is because it's not in your face. Like I said, you can go more drastic in your carves and cuts, so you can do very different variations of this, or you can actually use, like I was talking earlier, the metal grinder, where you can actually carve into the wood to create more of a rough edge. Okay, but I like this one because it's subtle, and that's the reason we throw it on here. So that's 2. I said I was going to do 3, so let's go to the third one. The third one's going to be called a scallop or cupped. If you go to my Etsy page, Woodworking by LPI, you'll see that on a lot of the signs that I offer different edges on cupped, on coved, and cupped also being scalloped. It really depends on who you talk to as to what you call them. It might be, I don't know, maybe it's something like the pop soda thing. You know, if you're depending on what part of the country again, you know, whether it's called pop or whether it's called soda. I don't know. I'm here in the north, so I don't know. I call it Pepsi or Coke. Interesting. All right. Anyway, another mystery to be solved. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the router, and then basically for the cupped or the scalloped, I'm going to take the router and I'm going to put it down here, and I'm going to go in and do a full cup in and out, basically separate it out. Now I know that's hard to describe, hence the video, which is the reason why we do the video, because it's so much simpler to see as opposed to me, you know, writing it. I put it on my blog, but it's so much simpler to see it in video. Okay, so let me put on my safety equipment again, and then we'll get right back to it. Yeah, that'd be an interesting question for me to ask. Let me know in the comments what type of music you listen to. I listen to country, hard rock. Okay, I'm an 80s guy. I like hard rock. But I don't know, I'm kind of all over the board. So if you're listening to music, what kind of music you listen to? That'd be a good question. Let me know in the comments as to what you guys listen to. Okay, you get the basic idea as to what the scallop or cupped, as some folks call it, edge. And this adds a particular design across it, which makes it so much nicer. But it's not for all applications. It's not for all signs. And, you know, people have different varying opinions as to how they like an edge, or go with the generic edge. So, I don't know. Which one do you like? Or do you like any of them at all? Or do you have another design that you prefer? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear it. So, with regard to edging, edging adds that extra pop to your sign. You can do it in many different variations. You can do many different types of wood. But I'm going to give you a bonus today, okay? I'm also going to show you one that's a little more elegant, and I'm going to use the same bit. Remember I mentioned at the first part of the video that I only use this one for the most part? And I'm going to use it again. So, it'll be a 2-step ledge. As you can see, this here, it has a blade here, and then it runs into a cup down to the bearing on the bottom. All right, this is meant for a 2-step edge, but what I do is I kind of cheat. I pull the bit down in the router, so I'm only doing the cupped edge of it, and then when I want a 2-step edge, I just lower it on the router. I know that's going up, but you know, anyway. So I just lowered in the router just a little further to give me that 2-step edge. So let's see what that one looks like. I got to don my safety equipment one more time. This time I'm going to show you. These are really cool. This kind of looks like a guy off of Mortal Kombat, don't you think? Okay. Put that on. I'm going to take the board. Okay. Okay, so here's the bonus. You can use the same bit to do 3 of those. The sample edges that we primarily use here at Woodworking by LPI. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell to get notified for more videos, because we are going to have a lot more videos coming out on simple tips and tricks with wood sign business. See you again soon.